Good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock, and here we are for another mental mind treatment. I apologize for not being here last Monday. I was sleeping. I was exhausted from all the dental work. And anyway, I'm here now, and I plan to be here again, although in a couple of weeks I'll be going through what I went through again in a different variety. Happy to welcome you all. Good to see you here, Math07, Marion, and Kayla. So I reached into my little guide box today and picked out a card. I haven't seen this one for a long time. Never forget, this is but a dream. Make it a happy one. Remember who you are. And there's a name in here, which Carl Beschholder, I guess. And then on the other side, it says, if you want your dreams to come true, wake up. I like that part, wake up. Very often people blame things like it's this fault or that fault or the world's fault or whatever. So I'm really going to work at just keeping my hands far away from the table as I can. Although I have my exercise book that I work with for these. I'm just organizing my chair a little bit here. I have a few things to do. So in the last few weeks, I've been doing some mental mind treatments for ladies by the name of Mango. Today, what I wanted to work on was to have increased belief in self and life. And the numbers I picked were 3, 16, and 12. Of course, the issue is 16 here. 3 is the love energy, knowing that that's there, that's applicable, that's reachable. But 16 is the tower. And that is the fear of something happening out of the blue over which you do not have any control. And so that's what becomes important. And then the 12 is the acceptance of the love, acceptance that you have the ability to move through these things. So in the treatment for Mango, we'll go like this. I know there is one power and there is one essence. And I know that Mango is opening up and beginning to accept that there are other realities than what she has worked with. I also know that the fear that she doesn't have control of every situation and the fear of the situations over which she does not have control. But it's the acceptance of knowing that you've made it this far and you can make it further. So there is a sense of being able to continue, to move forward, to move through and beyond what it is. I give thanks in knowing that Mango is getting stronger, that her faith is growing, that her perceptions are becoming clearer. And so consequently, this increased ability or belief in self and in life is with every breath that she has. And I give thanks for that as I release that thought, knowing that it is done. I noticed too here, Kayla, I'm just trying to find where you wrote yours. I hear up there. Where are you? Oh, hang on. It must be up higher. Just a sec. Just a sec. I have what I've written down here, but I wanted to just, yeah. Kayla says, hi, everyone. Beautiful, loving, and healing energy dances in and around you. I spoke with Kayla earlier, and I sort of took to what she was saying and what was happening. And what I have came up with actually was the support needed for the knee surgery is both forthcoming around the heart. What on earth have I got there? Anyway, the surgery is both forthcoming around the heart issue. I should have had issue in there. So I just want to go over that again. The support needed for the knee surgery is forthcoming around the heart issue. I picked number 3, 12, and 8. Kayla is number 3, the Empress, the loving force, as she also mentions in the here, beautiful, loving, and healing energy. 12 is the acceptance that what is required and what is needed will be there. And 8 is the strength card, meaning that the application, to trust the process, to trust the way everything is unfolding. So as I move into the treatment, it will go like this. I know there is one power and there's one essence, and I know that Kayla is very aware of how this works. And in the loving light that she walks with and understands and knows, there's an acceptance of desire, of will taking place. The balancing into from above into manifestation into the physical world is a part of what Kayla understands. And at this point, it is very important for her to recognize that her desire of having these issues dealt with really quickly so she can get on to have the surgeries that are needed is about belief, and that she's looked after. That the universal love energy is there for her no matter what, and that she can just breathe it in and be at one with it, knowing that it all works very, very well. I give thanks in the knowing of this as I release this thought, knowing that Kayla has the support she needs in all situations surrounding the knee surgery and the heart issues. I give thanks as I release this, knowing it's true, it's done, and so it is. I also have another one before I come to the board again, is someone I did a reading for today, and then under the name of Laura. And I've got belief in the future unfolding for her highest and her best. I picked 12, 5, and 1. 12 is acceptance. Acceptance isn't something that we just know innately. I think we learn it, we practice it, we understand it, we work with it. But there's more knowledge here. And very often in my dealings with Laura over the years, as I've been instructing, not always listened, not always understood. But for her right now, everything is possible. There's changes happening, and they are good. They felt good as she just lets go and flows with it and keeps herself aware of all the direction of where she is and where she's going. I give thanks in this as I release this thought, knowing that it is done. Laura's future is unfolding for her highest and her best. And I give thanks as I release this, knowing that it's true and it is done. Okay, now we're on to the pattern. I love maths 07. Hi there. Okay, what have you got for me today? Need an effective treatment for laziness. I love it. So we got 4, 7, 14, and 17, except my pen's running out here. Okay. Well, 4 is really stubbornness, just plain stubbornness. We hold our arms, we go like kind of stick where we are because it's comfortable, and that's it. But the rest of this says, but we have to let that go. We have to let the stubbornness go and begin to work and move things in the direction that we want them. So when we want something, especially if it's deep in our heart, I think the heart's involved in this, then we have to do some action. I can sit here and say, oh, I really, really want to have this, that, and the other. But if I don't put things into place, they don't happen. They may not always happen exactly like I want them to, but they will happen. And in this case here, it's about, tarot. When you're the emperor, it's like And the key that I gave the emperor was experience. But the experience is that I don't believe, I don't trust, I don't know anything or whatever. Just a second here. No, because my next door neighbor was coming to the door. He's been doing some work in my garden. um, they don't all realize that I'm on air time sometimes. Anyway, he didn't stay. So the part of this is, and that's the kind of interference too, which is interesting. I always find when things interfere or change, this is about you getting up and doing what you got to do to get where you want to be, because you can do that. It's about letting go of the past. It's letting go of preconceived ideas. It's about rebalancing things. 14, temperance, creating the balance as you begin new. And the 17, accepting your power. You have a power. So there is no laziness except in the mind. It's, I could say it's like a cop out in a way. And we've all had experience it at times. We all put things off. Like, oh, we'll do that tomorrow, or maybe next week, or we'll wait for the right opportunity. But the reality is we're not willing to confront or to do, because often we don't know the end result. So let me just do the treatment on this. I know there is one power and there is one essence. And I also know that with I Love Math 07 is the ability to perceive and see what exactly the outcome is he wants. Once they have the outcome, then it's like one of my teachers would say, it's like move your feet. You begin, in other words, you do something. And in that lovingness of the end result that you're wanting, you've got to have a clear vision of the end result, because you've got to leave the past behind to move forward in a balanced way so that you can utilize your energy effectively. And that's at 17, the star. Effectively using your energy, because you know where it is that you want to go and what you want to do. I give thanks in knowing that Math 07 is prepared to be more constructive in what he really, really wants to achieve, so he can make the steps in the direction that he wants to go in. And I give thanks for this as I release this thought by saying, and so it is. Big breath. Karen Barney, good evening, Norma. Blessings to everybody. Same to you, Karen. Karen Lee. Hi, Norma. You've been on my mind all weekend. Hope you're doing well. I am now. I had a tough time, I tell you, with these teeth thing. I would love a treatment, please. 10, 12. Whoops, I don't want to shake, because that's when we have trouble. Karen Lee. You don't say what exactly it's about. So let me just, 10 is the wheel of fortune. And that's where you need to be like the hub of the wheel. 12 is acceptance. So we accept things as they are. And 18 is fear, basically. Distorting things. Feels to me, this is just coming without any backup on this, but it feels to me like when you're viewing ahead into the life, it's like you're a little nervous or a little fearful of what may take place. What you know the old story of the boogeyman in the cupboard, or the the wardrobe, or what you open the wardrobe and it's like, oh, what's happening? It's like, what's happening next? What's coming down the turnpike? That's what I feel here. But it says, be like the hub of the wheel. When you look at the wheel of fortune, number 10, it's got a center. And everything is rotating around it. So it's the center that becomes important. And so it's the acceptance of that and not the fear of it. Change is inevitable. Every day cells die and leave our body, but we create new ones. Every day, some days are placid, and other days we get news that rocks us a little bit, and we have to adjust. So what I'm seeing here is a sense of having strength and power in your belief that when you're like the hub of the wheel and the wheel of fortune, you want to. It's nicer when the life goes slow, but sometimes it speeds up and it's like, oh, and I never would go on those big rides that go around like that myself. I saw someone get in a bad accident with them when I was about maybe 10 or 12, and I went, no, I'm not doing that. So anyway, besides that, you're bringing back a lot of old memories here. What I want to say is, be like the hub of the wheel of knowing what you want and accepting that because you want it, it can occur. And let the fear go that it won't. Let the fear go that you're not loved, supported, and that the universe has your back, because it always has your back if you allow it to come through and be there. So as I move into treatment on this, Karen Lee, I know there is one power and one essence that you are connected with, and it's you call on that when there are changes and when you have to be flexible and when things that have to be not nailed down, they're not nailed down. That's part of the issue. But it's like trusting that in the center, through acceptance and recognition that the loving light of love is with you always, and to let go the fear of where that wheel may take you or what it may bring in. And if it brings in something you don't like, remember, it's bringing you in clarity. It's showing you something that you didn't recognize or know. And so I just want you to learn how to take a deep breath and trust the process of life, knowing that you know where you want to go. And if you don't, figure it out. You know, like for me, sometimes it's just to have strength, just to have clarity and awareness, because, there's always often some things that come in that kind of frighten us a little bit. But trust the process. That's what it's all about. Boy, I've talked about trust a lot in the last few days, it seems to me. So this is, again, I give thanks, and the knowingness for Karen Lee is that this is acceptance of what is and the letting go of fear of what isn't. And so I just let release and say, and so it is. Strength is within you. Okay, so we go down a little bit to Karen, the other Karen. Okay, thank you. All is unfolding beautifully. Hang on, that was Kayla. Karen says, greetings, Norma. What do we got here, love? 17, 14, two balancing, 22, and 1. See, another 17. I often find the numbers to come up quite often at the same time. 17. 17 is a star. And this is when you claim your own power. This is when you realize that you have power and how you distribute it and how you work with it and how to balance it in your life. And 22 is purely faith. Faith. Moving forward with faith, because everything for you is possible. It's like if I was to look back over my shoulder, and I don't know why, I get 3 years ago, there was like a dark tunnel or a cloud, and you've come beyond that. And now it's like shining brightly in what you know, who you are, where you want to go, because everything is possible for you. You have learned some of the I call them secrets of life. You have learned how to apply those. It warms my heart. And so you can move forward as the full 22, creating exactly what you want, which is the magician. You have the ability to create, even if you don't like it or whatever, you know what to do with it, because you have balance. Both 17 and 14 are balanced numbers. So you really are at a place to be able to move forward and enjoy all that is there for it. And so as we move into the treatment, I want to strengthen the faith line. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that it speaks with Karen as she walks her path. Having that faith to put your feet, basically, one step in front of the other as you walk forward in life. Knowing that the faith is there, knowing that you've already proven that it works. You already know this, you might say, the secrets of what's around. And so within that, you can move forward, waiting for the next, can we call it a wave to come in? Because everything is possible and what you want to achieve or not. And you have the choice to reject or to welcome. And so that I give thanks and the knowingness, because that is true freedom. That is freedom in the top degree of being. And I give thanks in the knowing of that. So if we release this by saying, and so it is. Kayla says, thank you. All is unfolding beautifully. It certainly will be. I love Math 07. Thank you so much, Norma. Beautiful advice and treatment. Time to implement the advice. Yeah, if you, as my teachers way back used to say, you treat and you move your feet. And that's very, very true. Karen Lee says, thank you. I love Math 07. There's number 1. Yes, that's an I. Karen, got a bonus card. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's our number 1 is great. It just means everything's possible. So good for you. It's a number 1. Yeah. Go for it. Karen, thanks so much. Plus my bonus number. Yes, your bonus number 2. Karen B, may I please have a treatment regarding relationships? Just a minute. I put my phone. Relationships. I'm going to have a drink of water too. Just a sec here. Oops, remember the sound doesn't go up yet. And 17, 19, 21. Again, the 17. This shows me that I was going to say you've been listening to me about balancing, that it is, hang on just a minute, Mass 07, I'll come back down there. Karen B, within your relationships here, is 17 is about balancing what you know and how much energy you put out. And I'm noticing how many we're having tonight. With the 17, and then the 19 is the sun, right? Yes. And then 21 is the world. So it's like you're pulling everything together. You're having an awareness, yet there's also movement. It's not like, kind of here it is, here it is, here it is. It's like it has a fluidity, a growth factor, which is nice. I know there is one power and one essence. I know that Karen B is aware of her energy, that it goes out and it grows, and where she is wanting it to go as she creates balance, peace, and harmony in her day-to-day life. It's I wanted to say placid, but I didn't mean it's dull. It's calm, it is easy, it is working, and it all brings a tremendous thing. And it is wonderful. And it was great. I give thanks in the knowing that this aspect of life is moving forward into ease, into growth, and to an appreciation of how to have external as well as internal balance. And I give thanks in all that as we let go. And so it is. So it is. No worries, Math 07. She knows what I was meaning. That's all okay. Okay, so that's all we have, it looks like, at the moment. So, just about 25 minutes. It's a short night, but that's because I wasn't here last week. And hopefully everything else is moving along quite well. I'm getting used to being where I am and work. Karen P says, thanks very much. I appreciate it, really do. Appreciate each one of you that come on and those that come on regularly. Um, I'm aware of the growth. I'm aware of the numbers shifts. I'm aware of your strengths. I'm aware of how it's moving in the direction that you're heading in and what you're doing and where you're going. I think myself that is just looking to see if there's one person I expected to see here, but I haven't seen that. Just let me check. Just want to make sure I got everybody. Mind you, somebody usually tells me if I haven't. That's kind of it got this little. We've got our little club. Yeah, no, the person isn't on tonight. I got an email. That's why earlier. So I was wondering. Life is an interesting element of being. I'm just trying to look around. What do I do with my cards? Hang on. I'm just going to look for all of us. I got the Three of Pentacles, and often this happens. This is the Three of Pentacles, if you're not really aware what it looks like. The workman working on the abbey, we'll say, and watching him is the, well, we could call it whatever you call it, the priest, the minister, and I always see a guy with a fancy cape on is the architect, because he's holding the plans. Very often when we're working with our spirituality, we forget that we actually have a plan, that there is elements of seeing this, elements of knowing, elements of being. And there's the work that needs to be done, because this can be, we've got three parts. We've got a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and a superconscious mind, plus other things. But it's like the working part of us is that needs to be happening. We take orders, or we listen, or we do. Following a plan. What is your plan? What are you wanting to do? If you're procrastinating, for instance, what is it you're really wanting to achieve? Do you want to be successful? Do you want to do what you have to do? And also, too, this is like a church situation, but it's still the monk that's in here is overseeing everything. He still has that, can we call it a religious influence? But let's call it a spiritual influence, knowing that there is power. Everybody has their part to play, and you are comprised of many different parts. You're comprised of the worker. You're comprised of the spiritual philosophy that you have, and you have a plan. Sometimes we forget our plans. Sometimes we don't stick to our plans. Sometimes there's lots of other things that go on. And that's why I always feel the back of this symbol is black. And the three pentacles up at the top here, not colored. Because we have to do. We can't just sit and say, this is what we want to have happen. We've got to be open, and we have to do something. We have to move in the direction we want to go. And Masso 7 says, thank you, Norma. Have a great night and day. Are you going to resume tarot short soon? Hopefully, yes. I've got a plan. Just have to get around to it. I'm not 100% topped energetics yet, but I'm getting there. So that's good. So yes, I'm taking care of some other details that got kind of ignored the last couple of weeks. Wish you well. Thank you very, very much. This is Monday night. I'll be back here Wednesday morning and again on Sunday morning. And hopefully some shorts will be coming very, very, very soon. Blessings to each one of you. Just have a great time in life and have a great thing as you move forward. Bye now.